guys, welcome to another episode of Around the Emirates with Sarah, where I speak to guests from across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I'm joined by Abudeh, who is an extremely talented guitarist, and he's going to tell me about his story today. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great, thanks for having
A
me.
little nervous, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
First
tell
time.
me, first time doing a podcast.
I'm very excited. I've wanted to be on a podcast for like forever now. So
Nice.
This is great.
Oh, you'll be fine. So I know that you're a professional guitarist and you have quite the following on Instagram. So tell me your story. What got you into this?
This world? Okay.
Yeah, guitarist.
Yeah. Well, musically, I've always loved music. I was raised on music, mostly by my father. The Beatles, Johnny Cash, Ray Charles. That's what we played in the car almost always, and Fairuz, Arab World as well. I started actually playing guitar very young, like the third grade, but I really disliked it. I don't know. I was learning how to play flamenco, which is like which is nice, but I found it very yeah. I found it a bit too serious, and I just kind of stopped.
Fair.
And then fast forward to like the 10th grade, I had music class with my mentor, RT Pogasian. He's an amazing musician, and he taught me how to play bass. And then afterwards, he had to go on leave, and I was left with a few guitars in his class with him. And then I just learned the guitar on YouTube, played with friends, and that's how I became a guitarist.
Okay, wow. So, how did you start to like perform publicly? Like, when did it become like more of a thing for you?
Many years after that point. So,
Okay.
So I used to always like to sing, but I never took it seriously until my mentor said that he thought that I should.
So you're a songwriter as well.
Yes.
Singer-songwriter.
Yes.
Okay. All right, American Idol.
and so yeah, so I would play guitar and sing, and then once I got to university, I would keep playing, and then somebody was like, just like you should perform, and I was like, all right, I'll perform. And,
okay.
Oh, but I did perform a few times in high school, but that was just for art night shows and stuff like that.
I see. So, what kind of songs do you like to play?
Well, I mean, honestly, like whenever I perform, I generally get most people don't really react most people don't react the way they react to popular songs.
Okay.
In the sense of a lot of people like to play things like "Feeling Good" or just really catchy Itchy songs or stuff that is good, but that I personally don't like. I personally like to play a lot of folky music, folk rock, country music, some classic rock. No, more country than that. And I like songs that they can resonate with people.
I see.
More than just be poppy or catchy. Generally, whenever I perform, I like to think of at least if I can resonate with one person. If one person can leave the show thinking, wow, I felt something, or that was not really about me, just about the performance in the song.
Yeah.
You know, if they felt something, if they related to the lyrics, if they related to the song, to the way that the song is performed. I like to, when I perform, I like to be as vulnerable as possible, be very just as honest as I can, and yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what would you say has been or was the hardest thing about learning to play guitar?
The hardest thing about learning to play guitar, well, guitar is actually one of those instruments that's really difficult to start.
Oh, okay.
But once you get that going, you actually can get really, really good.
Interesting.
For example, with piano, I think that since it's just a bunch of keys in front of you, you can click everywhere or press everywhere. I find it a bit easy to start, but then once you want to get serious with piano, you're like, oof, it's not easy. Whereas with guitar, it's a bit awkward. It kind of hurts your fingers at the start.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to just get comfortable with. But then once you get over that, you can find that you can just get better and better and better as you go on.
I see. And what would you say has been the biggest obstacle that you faced throughout, your musical career so far?
Criticism, honestly. Not from people who want to critique, which is, more so just people who are like, a lot of people are very opinionated when someone sings or plays music. They're like, oh, stop, or like, oh, it's not good. And, you
Really?
Yeah, and then you hear that very, very, very often until you either get better to the extent that they don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Or until you just learn how to tune it out and do whatever you want to do.
So, like, is this like on like your social media? Because I know you've got quite the following. So.
No, not on social media, to be honest. People weren't that willing to be that, publicly confrontational.
Right.
But in person, especially people that you know that are comfortable enough to be impolite.
Okay.
Yeah, like I once performed, and a guy walked up to me and he's like, "Please just don't perform again." I was like,
What?
Have a good night, man."
Hold on. Someone walked up to you and said, "Don't perform again."
Yeah, I mean, it was high school. It's fine. I wasn't that good at the time, so
Yeah, but like,
maybe it was a fair comment.
I mean, obviously not because you clearly proved him wrong. But how did you even respond to that?
I kind of just left it off. I was upset for a bit, and one of my friends who was a guitarist with me, he kind of like cheered me up. He was like, "Dude,
Forget
don't worry,
about
forget about
it.
it."
Okay.
But yeah, and then you kind of just stop getting affected by these things as you keep going.
Actually, kind of makes you stronger in your personality. Like, regardless of the guitar, of the musical element of it, you understand how to not take criticism personally. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's one person's opinion.
Exactly.
You move on from it. That's really cool. So, do you have any kind of like weird or crazy story of something that happened to you throughout this so far?
I wouldn't say weird or crazy, but so I write songs. Like I mentioned, I've only released. Okay, so I've released a few on SoundCloud, but they're not. The quality is not that good enough. But I've released one song on streaming services.
Okay.
And artists in general make money off of streaming services.
I see.
So honestly, I wasn't expecting to make money, but I thought there would be like some. But I don't really care for the money. But I posted it on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, all those things, and they give you like a bank statement or something like that of like the money that you've made. And after about 6 months, I checked and I've earned 70 cents. This is the first amount of money that I've ever made through music, which was like cool.
Yeah, it was a nice mini milestone.
And it was like a cute, it was like a very very small
70
step.
cents. I hope you didn't spend it all in one place.
No, I tried to spread it out.
Spread the wealth for the love.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And I wanted to know, did you have any kind of word of advice for the listeners who might be aspiring to be musicians themselves?
Yeah. So, other than just learning to not take the criticism personally and try to take the advice from it, or to just, if someone is rude, you kind of just ignore them.
Yeah.
Some people have criticism, or better, people critique you, which is they politely tell you what they think you should do better.
Right.
You should just listen to them, see what their point of view is. You might not agree. The reason I say might not agree is because, like I said when I perform, I like to be as honest and as vulnerable as possible. I don't consider myself as a front man, or like I don't do showmanship much. I just like to play the song as honestly as possible, try to convey the message as well as possible.
Right.
When I do that, some people think that I'm maybe a bit too calm on stage, or maybe I'm not too, exciting and stuff. And I see their point of view because they like that personally. This is other musicians speaking, not like audience members.
Right.
And I get their point of view because they perform that way. Personally, though, I'd rather just, be as honest and as vulnerable as possible, convey the message as well as I can,
right,
and hope that it resonates with someone. And most of the time, the songs that I play are either dedicated to a good cause, or just something that can be related to, anxiety or depression or heartbreak or love, or something that someone can just feel as they listen to it, like, oh, I get that.
I relate to that.
Yeah, and show them that they're not alone. We are all feeling these things
together.
Yeah.
No, I feel that's a beautiful piece of advice. The fact that everything that you've gone through, someone else has gone through that. So
exactly.
It's knowing that you're not alone in this. So while I have you here, may I please ask to hear one of your songs?
Yes, I'd love to. So
perfect.
I'll play the song that I made 70 cents off of.
Okay.
This is my money maker.
Let's see if it's worth the money.
So this is a song called Reminder.
Okay.
The reason it's called Reminder is because it's kind of, I was telling myself that to just go for it when it came to liking someone. I'd been rejected a few times. I was kind of heartbroken, but there was one girl that I met that I found just adorable. And I wrote the song about her. She doesn't know that I wrote the song about her. And I didn't end up being with her or anything.
Okay.
But the song, I kind of mentally thank her for the song. I haven't told her because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I kind of just like in my head, I'm like, oh, I owe this girl this because at least I got a song out of it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So this is Reminder. Okay. Don't need to play the whole thing, or just a snippet. Snippet.
We did discuss this before recording, but that's okay.
Just in case. She's the one with whom you're falling in love. You feel like you've had enough. If only you would open your eyes and see your dream is close. You met her in the summer once. Though she did not give you much, you thought to yourself for her you would fall. Now you're scarred and you're afraid to love. You should open your heart. You know you want to. Just don't give up. You have your chance to love again. That's the verse and chorus.
That is.
Thank you very much.
That was. You know who you remind me of? Like the type of voice of like Train.
Okay.
Like that, or like Hey There Delilah, like
Okay.
Plain White Tees. That's what the vibe
Cool.
I'm getting. I love it.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
Right on.
Well, that's no. Honestly, like mashallah, you're very talented.
Thank you so much.
You're in tune, which is great. And the fact that you wrote this song and you were able to walk and chew gum at the same time, right? Like you can sing and you can play guitar, and it's like honestly, it's so nice to see young people, especially who have such a talent and passion and drive and move themselves forward. So well done.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here on the show.
My pleasure. I'm so happy to be here.
Of course. And I can't wait to hear more of the guitar.
Right on.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.